I would have not Googled the symptoms if it was not for spot leukemia. Hi, I am Mattia, and I was diagnosed with APL in November 2019 when I was 30 years old. One day, I just randomly felt very weak and fainting. Like I was working and I was almost fainting twice. At first, I blamed maybe I didn't have enough breakfast the day. But then I just went home to rest, and then I saw some bruises all over my body and in random positions where I knew I didn't hurt. For the bruises, I was noticing, for example, I noticed that there were a couple that were quite big. And then I clearly saw in the progression of the day more coming up. So I was really noticing, I really noticed one on my knee that wasn't there 2 hours before, and then it started being there. I thought it was nothing major at first, but then I remember some posts from Spot Leukemia of the year before. So a friend of mine had leukemia in the past year, and then she was sharing a story during Spot Leukemia. And then when I saw my symptoms, I started realizing, oh, maybe something similar. So I went back to the posts of my friend, so from Spot Leukemia, and I saw that they could actually be very similar. This made me a bit worried, but I try to sometimes make problems bigger than they should be. So I try to investigate a bit more. I Googled the symptoms. My symptoms were listed as leukemia, as possible leukemia. So this really made me worried, and I went to the GP the day after. I would have not Googled the symptoms if it was not for spot leukemia. If it was just the bruises or if it was just the fatigue, I would have ignored it. But then the combination of the two really made me remember those posts and then Google the symptoms and then go to the GP. The doctor became a bit suspicious when she saw the bruises. She wanted to investigate it more, especially the correlation between fatigue and the bruises. So she decided to do some blood tests on the same day. So I received a call a late evening, and they asked me to go to the hospital the day after because some values were a bit off. And they told me that I was a bit anemic. Something was going on, and they asked me to go to the hospital to run more blood tests to make sure that they were fresh and to confirm if anything was wrong. I went to the morning after to the doctor to the hospital, and they saw that something wasn't right. So it was clear that my body was in a not normal state. With the results that they got from the morning blood tests, they couldn't actually understand what was the reason why I was feeling weak and the reason of all these bruises. So they asked me to go home and try to see if anything was changing during the weekend. I went home, and as soon as I arrived home, I received a call that other results came in, and they asked me to go back to the hospital as soon as possible and to be prepared to stay for the night. The doctor asked me to go in a separate room, and he then explained me what was going on. So with those results, I actually could be I could be with APL. I got diagnosed basically in 48 hours since my very first symptoms.